Och då finns det ett YouTube-konto som jag hittade för skitlänge sedan som jag verkligen har följt slaviskt. De är typ så 6-7 minuter långa alla klipp och jag bara va? Ja, så. Alltså jag lever mig in. Det är jättespännande att följa. Han heter Stephen Tyron.
Hey everybody and welcome back. So a few weeks ago I released a video, 5 things you should not do when you're in Sweden. If you haven't seen that video, check it out because it has been one of my most popular videos by far, and it actually got picked up by Swedish radio. As you guys saw in that intro, they talked about my clip, gave their commentary on their thoughts of those 5 things. It was really interesting. Huge shout out to them. I really appreciate them talking about it. That was really cool for me. And one thing that they did talk about on the radio that I wanted to mention and make a video about is their point number 3 from my video. They were a little bit disappointed with, actually. Number 3 on this list, don't come to Sweden without at least trying to learn the language. And I can understand there was 2 reasons they were disappointed with this point number 3. First of all, my point number 3 was, when in Sweden, you should learn how to speak Swedish. And for them, they thought that it was kind of a boring point because that's true of any country. When you go to another country, you should learn the language, and that is absolutely true. So I can see where they're coming from on that one. But the other point that they made is that there's really no need to speak Swedish in Sweden because everybody speaks such amazing English here, which is also true, but I still want to make the counter argument to that point here in this video. What is the point of learning Swedish? So for me, learning how to speak Swedish is extremely important. I have made a huge effort to learn Swedish on my part, and you guys can check out my Swedish skills in many of my videos. At this point, I think I've posted like 4 or 5 videos on my channel where I'm just speaking Swedish with English subtitles for all of my English speaking viewers out there. For me, when you go to a foreign country, it's absolutely vital that you do learn the language that the natives are speaking, and I hold myself to that same standard being here in Sweden. Even though everybody around me speaks excellent English, I want to be able to speak Swedish so that in case I am in a situation where somebody does not speak English or their English skills aren't very good, then I can use that Swedish to fill in the gaps. So for example, I went to the bank to figure out some personal number stuff and all these things. And I know, immigrant problems coming from another country. So I go to the bank, I'm trying to sort all this stuff out. I asked the lady at the bank a question in English and she did not understand what I was trying to say. She went to go try to find somebody else that could translate the English for her, and I said, wait, don't go anywhere. I can try to explain it in Swedish. And once I spoke Swedish to her, she was completely able to understand what I needed and able to answer my question. And had I not been studying Swedish, we would have had to have that awkward third party of somebody trying to translate for us. And that was a moment where I was very proud of the Swedish that I've been able to speak and happy that I've been putting in all those hours to learn the language here. Another reason why it's really important to know Swedish is, for me, like all of my girlfriend's friends and the people that I'm interacting with and students that I have at school, a lot of times Swedish is the default language that's going on all around you. And to be able to know what's going on, I think, around you is really important. So for me, as a teacher, especially as a teacher, I've got to know what's going on in my classroom. I still don't understand 100% of what's going on, but I've got to at least have a gist of what's happening around me. I want to be able to be a part of conversations when my girlfriend is talking with her friends, that I can just jump in and, you know, talk about my opinions and things too, and be a part of a conversation. There's 2 ways. And also, it's good for me to practice my Swedish when talking with those people as well. Now, I'll admit, a lot of times when I am in Sweden, I do speak a lot of English here because most of the people do understand English. I feel like I'm at a point right now with my Swedish skills that I can express myself much better in English than I can in Swedish. But I wanted to get my Swedish at least to a level where I could communicate anything that I need so that I can at least get basic things accomplished with my Swedish level skills, and I think I've been able to accomplish that at this point, but I'm definitely looking to further improve my Swedish skills. And this third point, I think, goes back to that reason of when you're in a foreign country, you should learn the foreign language. I think of like in America, when people come to visit America, or if they move from another country to America, there is this expectation there that they learn to speak English, especially like, for example, just off the top of my head, like when people come up from Mexico and they only can speak Spanish, it's really, really difficult for those people to integrate into American society, get a job perhaps. There's a lot of maybe issues going on there, and I would expect them to be making the effort to learn the English language. Now, it would be the same thing if I were to go down to Mexico. I would expect myself to learn Spanish. So it's no different there, and I know that learning a new language is extremely difficult. But at the same time, all I expect is that you do your best and make the best effort possible to learn the language of the people that are around you. And that has been my goal all along with Swedish. And so I've been happy to share my Swedish language journey with you guys on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to click that subscribe button so that you guys can stay up to date on my Swedish speaking skills. And thanks again for PP3 for the shout out on the radio. That was a super cool experience for me. I'm glad you guys like the content that I have been creating. It makes me extremely happy to hear. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See ya in the next one.